Hey fly tyers, Darren here, back again with another fly tying tutorial. Today we're going to be tying a simple fly called the Rootbeer Leech. This one comes from famous BC fly tyer and entrepreneur Jack Simpson. I'm tying this one on a size 8 today, but you can tie this down into smaller sizes. It's sort of dependent on the seed beads. I've got some larger beads here. I think these are the 8/0 or the 6/0 beads. If you get into some of these smaller 11/0 beads, you can get down into size 14 or 16 in this fly. So the tail is kind of unique on this. It's made up of 3 different colors of Marabou, giving it a nice mottled look in the water. I've got a burnt orange, a brown, and black mixed in here. So this is a good fly for late fall to the early spring, and that includes the ice fishing months. So obviously this is a good fly to hang under an indicator or to jig over the winter months, and it also makes a good fly for testing out the reed beds. If you pull this over weed beds or throw it in by along the line of reeds near shore, you're sure to get a strike on this. And in fact, Jack has gotten one of his largest fish on this pattern. So let's have a look at the materials and get started. Alright, so we'll just take a hook. We're using a Mustad C53S here, and this is a size 8. I'm just going to put in the hook jaws just upside down. Makes it a little bit easier to get some of the beads on there. So we start with first a red bead, and then we're going to follow that with 5 or 6 of these root beer colored beads. And I'm using these are the glass beads you can get from craft store like Michael's or Joann's, that sort of thing. And these come in little cylinders of a couple hundred pieces or so. So once we got those beads fed onto the hook, we're going to flip that over and put the hook in the jaws of the vise. And for thread, I'm going to be using a 6/0, and this is the Camel, but any kind of brownish thread or even black should work fine. And I want to kind of keep these beads tight, and I want to make as small a tie-in space as possible here. So we're going to tie in 3 different colors of Marabou. As I said before, we've got a black Marabou, we've got a burnt orange, as well as a regular dark brown. If you've got some colors that are similar to that, and that'll kind of give you a little bit of variation but still kind of maintain that dark color. You can throw in like a claret or something like that in there, or even an olive would be nice. So to start, we're just going to take one of the browns here, and I'm just going to pull off a few of the fibers off the stem of a Marabou. And we're going to tie these in long initially, and then we're going to shorten them up later. So I'm just going to use a single wrap. I don't want to build up too much bulk here. Next we're going to take about the same amount of black, and again we'll tie this in the same way, just on top of the hook shank, just a single wrap. And then finally we're going to take our brown and we're going to feed that into on top of the stack here. If you want to use more colors than just the 3, I'm sure that's totally fine. Gives you a little bit more variation in the color of the tail. So we'll just wrap that in tight, clip off those butt ends. Gonna add a couple wraps just to clean up the excess there. And one thing with these glass beads is if you're fishing it over a rocky area, they can break sometimes. So you get a little bit of clap with the beads, and that's fine. So let's just add a whip finish. Add 2 in here. Then we're just going to add a little bit of head cement, some Sally Hansen's Hardest Nails. If you have a product like Bone Dry or even a thin UV epoxy thin UV resin. This is a good spot for it to really kind of help with the durability of the fly here. So, and then lastly, we're just going to shorten up this tail. I mean, you can leave it longer if you want, but all we do is kind of spread those Marabou fibers out and then pinch them off to the desired length. And there you go. There is the Rootbeer Leech. Hey fly tyers, thanks for stopping by and watching my fly tying video. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell icon to get notified on the latest fly patterns, tips, and reviews. If you enjoyed the video, take a second and hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can post them below in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for your support of the channel, and until next time, this is Darren saying, keep a hook in your vise. Cheers.